Hello students, welcome back to Nisha Academy video lecture sessions. So today also we would continue with our chapter 3 data handling. In our previous lecture we have studied introduction to data handling, collection of data, organization of data, the range and measures of central tendency, that is mean, median and mode, and related examples. I hope you have completed your exercise. So today we will move further with the other concept of same chapter. In previous section we have studied all theoretical part, that is what is data, how to collect it, how the data is organized in tabular form, and then how analysis is done on the basis of numerical terms. Now in this we would study the pictorial representation of data. See, pictorial representation means you are showing the same tabular data in a picture form. Always when you study or something like audio or visual comes, you are so interested. The same thing is with the tabular form. When the tables are shown in a graph form, in a pictorial form, it becomes very easy to understand them, compare them. So data, when it is shown in a pictorial form, it is shown through graph. We are going to study today use of bar graph and double bar graph. Now what do you mean by bar graph? Bar graph is a representation of numbers using bars of uniform width. See, if you can see here, these are bars. This is called bars, and in this, see, this is of a uniform width. All are of same size. All the bars are of same size, and the height of the bars. Height of the bar shows the frequency and the scale. Frequency means how a particular data is being recurring, how the particular data is being represented, or how many times it is getting repeated. That is called frequency. So when you show this same tabular form into this graph form, it is called pictorial representation, and this way uniform bars are drawn, then it is called a bar graph. Actually this uniform width rectangles are called bars, and the height of bars depends upon the frequency and scale. Now what do you mean by scale? Scale means how much you measure it. Now this is 0 to 1. So this is 1 centimeter of your graph book. You might have studied before in the 6th standard about the graph. So I am again repeating you here that this, when you see a graph, you have 1 centimeter square boxes. That is called, on the basis of that you decide the scale, that 1 centimeter will be equal to how much? 10 marks, 10 books, 10 degrees Celsius, anything. You can take scale of anything. It depends upon the frequency of the data. This will be clear to you with the help of example. See, here is an example. 200 students of 6th and 7th classes were asked to name their favorite color so as to decide upon what should be the color of their school building. So they were being asked that what should be the color of the school building. So there was a data collection survey. Now the data was collected. It was represented this way in the tabular form. Like favorite color were red, green, blue, yellow and orange, and number of students who liked red were 43, green 19, blue 55, yellow 49 and orange 34. Now this thing you have to represent in graph form. How will you do that? Just draw two lines, one sleeping, one standing. This sleeping line is called x-axis. What is it called? X-axis. And the standing line is called y-axis. Now coming to scale. Now what is scale? Scale means this 1 centimeter box represent how much number? Here it represents number of students. How many number of students? 10. See, the data is how? 43, 19, 55, 49. You cannot represent it directly. So you have to take a scale. So you'll start from 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60. Now 43 will come between 40 and 50. So you'll represent it that way. Green comes between 19, comes between 10 and 20, so it will come here. Same way blue comes 55, that is 50 and 60 mid part. Then yellow is 49, which is 40 and 50 is around, and 34. This way you represent the graph. You just need to draw the uniform with bars. The main thing is to write scale. How much is your 1 centimeter box representing? And what x-axis is showing the number, favorite color, and y-axis shows the frequency, that is number of students. Next graph comes is use of double bar graph. Now you have seen bar graph, there were single bars. Next is double bar graph. Double bar graph means there are two adjoining graphs which join each other. Same bars are there, but there are two which join each other. When does this double bar graph is used? When you have to compare two collections of data. When you have, suppose you have a data of students' marks of 2019 and 2020. If you have to compare them, you have to draw a double bar graph. So you can compare that in 2019 he scored this much, in 2020 he scored this much. It would be easy to know that his marks has been increased or decreased. You can see here it is decreasing, here it is increasing. So this will be very clear. If you see table form, it becomes little bit time consuming. While if you show in the form of double bar graph, it saves your time and also your effort, because this becomes very easy to understand also. It will be clear when I give you an example. See, this is the example. A mathematics teacher wants to see whether the new technique of teaching she applied after quarterly test was effective or not. She takes the score of 5 weakest children in the quarterly test and half yearly test. Means there are 5 students and their quarterly and half yearly marks are written. Now you have to represent this in graph form. Now you can see Ashish has 2 marks. So this 2 marks can be represented by double bar graph. Now what you will take the scale, see the number is 10, 15, 12, 20. See all number consist of 5, divisibility by 5, almost numbers. So 1 centimeter will be equal to 5 units, we can say. We call it as units. 1 centimeter, that is 1 centimeter box includes 5 units. So now just you have to represent it, like Ashish will have one box, in that 10 and 15. Then Arun, Kavish, this way. But you have to change them. Here it is represented by 2 colors. Now you cannot color it up. So you can take any design in the graph. One you can keep it simple, another you have to draw a design which will make you clear. And you have to represent it, like here blue color represents quarterly and pinkish type color represents half yearly. Same way, whichever design you have chosen, you have to just mention here.